Bhagavate Ramakrishna. Om. Salutations to Bhagavan Ramakrishna. Welcome to the 10th class, which is titled The Art of Direction. In this unpacking yoga teachings and philosophy, teachings and practices. In our last class, we had mentioned, yes, the whole thing is like magicians and illusionists. They have perfected the art of misdirection. Well, they don't say it's misdirection. They say it's the art of direction. It's a subtle, deceptive, you can say, art of directing an audience's attention away from the methodology or the mechanics of the real magic onto the magic act itself. And we all fall for it. And as you know, magicians never tell, but yes, it's an old trick in psychology, and it's human psychology, and they've studied this psychology well. The magician is hyper attentive, and the magician then, with his art of misdirection or direction as they would like to call it, would like to arrest, control, direct and fascinate the subject or the mind, compel it to go and do something which you are not even aware of. They have, as I saying, they have been employing this simple psychology in performing such wonderful things. Come to think of it, even hypnotists, they use something like this same methodology, but in a different way. What's hypnotism? It's like a trance-like state. We've all seen or you have heard about it. There are some who have been hypnotized, who knows. But contrary to what we know about hypnotism, it's a very focused state. Yes, the only thing is the mechanism of your focus has been manipulated by the hypnotist, while the rest of the body is calm and sleepy, but the mind is extremely focused. It's a heightened state of attention. Yogis, and of course yoginis also, you need to include everybody. They also arrest, control, direct the mind to its object. But only in this case, they are directing their attention to something which is in their mind itself. It's not external. And that gives the yogi a greater deal of control. Now, what is attention? Okay. The art of direction or misdirection. It's nothing but your physical and mental energies, which are now focused in one direction. And when maintained for a length of time, the energies get into something called a flow. Most of us have experienced it. With intense concentration, we get into something called a state of flow. We will deal with the state of flow in our subsequent talks. But the problem in today's world is the attention span is so small. And people say something like 15 minutes or whatever, but I doubt it. That is even 15 minutes. If you can be attentive even for a minute, I would commend you. Yes, we are constantly running from one object to another, constantly. This is exhausting, not only to the mind, but also the restlessness brings in something called, that's what yoga says, diseases of the body. When the mind is excessively restless, running from point to point to point to point, you get, first is saying, the mind gets exhausted, and secondly, the body gets ill. So attention, we've heard of, you have to pay attention. Actually, right, you've got to really pay attention. You got to make an effort. So that is what is attention. Now, according to Indian philosophy, attention has three qualities, which we all know. The sattva, that is the light and luminous, and it's translucent, and it's joy. There are these people, but who also have attention where it's directed towards hate and passion and activity and all these things. This is the rajas. And then there is the other type of attention where one keeps on revolving in the mind dark thoughts, thoughts of injury, of sloth, of laziness, of irresponsibility. Even this is one form of mental engagement. So attention has these three qualities, and these three qualities are found in everything. So it's natural that the quality of attention also will vary according to the person and according to the object of, you can say, attention. Like Sri Ramakrishna used to say, if you eat radish, you are going to belch radish. As simple as that. So you keep on thinking something, and then you're going to think and dream and talk about it and discuss that very thing. So you need to shift your attention. Okay, I'll give you a kind of something that will kind of engage you. Do you look at this? Yeah, the last time I brought it out. That's a golden medal. If you see this, you are seeing this, but you never saw what actually happened with my other hand. This is nothing but I am directing your attention to one thing and doing something else with my another hand. You get the idea. This is a simple idea of, you can say, simple idea that has been applied over and over and over again in various fields. Like the mother is kind of annoyed, and then the child is crying, and then she diverts the child's attention with something, with a toy or something like that, and there it's all over. So it is attention, and it can focus itself on one thing only at a time. It flits from one object to the other. but it's only just flitting. It is one. There are two aspects of this attention. One is, it's first more like a diffuse state, but as you keep on focusing on the particular object, the details will simply leap out of it. We generally look at things not very attentively, and it's not necessary in many cases. But when something interests us, our attention focuses, and when it focuses, all the details stand up. This is the power of attention, and it is in one's own hand. So the degree of interest is what holds attention. I think this is clear. So most of our problems in life is this, that we are more aware of our own ego. We are attentive to our own needs than the needs of others or of the environment also. You ask any student studying, that student reads a particular passage one time, and after a while, the student has forgotten what, or maybe the next day, completely forgot, got to revise it again. If the student was paying careful attention the first time, one needn't need to revise it one time or two times or three times. What was that? And as a consequence, we lose a lot of energy and time. If you can get it right, pay attention the first time, it will stick. You will retain it. So this is an extremely useful faculty of the mind that is not cultivated. But of course, the world outside is just waiting to grab your attention with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of things. And as a consequence, we become restless. So attention is equal to knowledge. All knowledge, all types of knowledge, or any type of skill is but just attention. Yes. So, it's the basis of observation and deduction, etc. We have found also that, to give you a kind of a illustration, suppose you enter into a warehouse, a darkened warehouse, or a house for that matter, with the lights switched off. For some reason, the lights are off. And you have a flashlight with you in your hand. What do? You direct that flashlight and then follow that light. It's obvious. Now, if you keep on moving your hand around, the flashlight moves around, you're not focusing on anything particular. If you're looking for something in the warehouse or in the house, you direct that flashlight to that particular object and you follow it. This is attention, to just a kind of it's an example, but it's an appropriate example. But in our case, what happens is, we are just running the flashlight around, swinging it wildly, and as a consequence, we don't dwell on a particular thing so that we can observe and deduce and see the details to understand it. So much for attention. Let's try a small exercise. Okay. Now, follow me. Put your right hand on your cheek, please. Now close your eyes. Feel your fingers throbbing. Now feel the heat of your fingers on the skin. Now switch your attention to your left hand, wherever it is, whatever position. Switch your attention there and visualize it perfectly. Visualize your hand, please. Do you feel the throbbing there? Do you feel that heat? Okay, let's come out of it. This is exactly what. So initially you might, from this hand, your attention might wander from this hand to this hand, wherever it is, doing whatever. After some time, you'll be able to switch it very easily, smoothly. You have the capacity to switch your attention from one object to another. I let you first touch your face, and that is bringing your attention to a kind of a focus. And then I fine-tuned it by saying, yeah, do you feel the throbbing there? It is throbbing, but I'm not aware of it now. And then I fine-tuned it even more. Do you feel that warm, that heat there radiating? It is, but I'm not aware of it. And then I switched my attention to another hand. This is the art of directing one's attention. And this is extremely useful tool in the practice of yoga. People talk about, oh my God, there are hundreds and hundreds of thoughts coming in. I simply cannot meditate. When I sit down to meditate, thoughts come and pull me and take me all over the place. The problem is we have not learned properly the internal art of direction. Okay. Now, in my case right now, all these words from memories, they are coming out. There is something called the memory, long-term memory. And sometimes a couple of words come out and I have to choose between the right word. I am subconsciously directing my choice or attention to a particular word, that appropriate word. It happens to all of us. The same way, when we are trying to meditate, hundreds of thoughts are coming. Well, what thought are you going to choose to pay attention to? That is meditation. Now, if you love the object, oh, kind of wonderful. There is nothing. Suppose you love an image of the god or a goddess or a symbol. Nothing like it. It is love that holds one's attention, makes one constantly think of that object. So the secret is love. One is the mechanical way of, yeah, I can direct my attention here and there. And the other is, if I love a particular object, I can just keep on and on and on and on. Okay. I think we get the idea. People talk about, oh, meditation is very difficult. No. It is that attention. Always remember the illustration of a flashlight in your hand. If you are going to swing it all over your place, you are not going to be able to meditate. But if you hold it steady on one object, that object is going to just leap out of the whole field of your mind. And then you will find you can study that object in details. Okay. Let's take Another small exercise, I think, okay, just to kind of refresh your memory. Look at this. Think, yeah, I'm not going to try anything with my other right hand, don't worry. This is just to kind of refresh him. Okay, I think you can see, all of you can see this. Yeah, good. Now close your eyes, please. And watch the screen of your mind. From the top right hand corner of the screen, superimpose that picture of that golden medal on it. Top right hand corner, you are seeing that golden medal. Now slowly lead that golden medal from the top right hand corner to the center of that screen of your mind. Slowly. Now gaze at that golden medal there. Those who have been initiated in the mantra can repeat the mantra now. Or those who would like to meditate on an image of God, superimpose that image of God or a goddess on that golden medal. Now move that golden medal right back from where it had come. Take it back slowly to the top right hand corner. Keep on paying attention to that golden medal. Okay, can open eyes. That is it. You just meditated. You just arrested, controlled, and directed your attention. And that is meditation, as simple as that. We don't need to go into these huge philosophies and this and that. You just meditated. I mean, if you've done it rightly, this is the mechanics. And it's very simple actually. If you teach children, they'll be able to do it immediately. All the hundreds of thoughts that are kind of teeming inside are like they have gone out of your field of vision. You are just directing it to one point. If you can do that while you meditate on any object internally, you will be successful in meditation. So what happens? See, when one is attentive, all the sloth and all the, you can say, restlessness, there are two things, there are first two obstacles. One is the lassitude, the sloth, the laziness that comes over the body when the body is sitting down, doing nothing. But with attention, you can just take away this lassitude, this sloth and this laziness out. It will remain fixed. The body, we have been talking about, keep it still, the body will automatically be still. Suppose I say, you know what, you got a lottery for $1 million. What? immediately you straighten yourself up. You know why? That is a sign of attention. Suddenly, something has grabbed your attention and it takes away all the restlessness out. There you are focused. So, this in simple terms is meditation. But it has profound implications even in the highest, you can say, realms of meditation. When meditation has become very mature, the same process is applied. In the highest levels of meditation, when everything, all the names and forms and everything is dispensed with, and the mind is focused only on the real nature of existence, you use the same method. Of course, there are some who would like to meditate on an image of Christ or a Buddha or a Ramakrishna or Vivekananda. You can do the same thing. So, this is the art of directing your attention. So, we are not like the magicians and illusionists. They perfected the art of misdirection. In yoga, it is perfecting the art of directing. And if you can do that, there's nothing, you become unstoppable. People have some very strange and esoteric ideas about meditation and spiritual life and this and that. If we can just take care of this basic mechanism, which is integral in all of us, it's not something to be acquired. No, you are already equipped with this. It's only a question of employing it. And once we can do that, we will be great yogis and yoginis. Okay. This much for now. We will go in for our usual session on questions. Om, peace, peace, peace. The question is it good to tell the mind not to think of any image, and then you bring up an image and then meditate on it, isn't it?
Yeah, like after your mind settles from all the thoughts.
Yeah, as the mind settles, then you bring in the image. First you tell the mind, don't think about anything. And then as it settles down, you say, okay, now think of this image. No, don't do that. Plunge in. Because there is it's a Sanskrit couplet. The translation is, a person would like to swim in the sea, and he is a fool if he waits for the waves to become still. Nor will the waves ever become still, nor will he be able to swim inside. So don't wait, plunge inside. Later on, what happens is your body and mind gets conditioned. When you sit down to meditate, your mind automatically says, hey, Andrea is now going to meditate. The mind will settle down. And as I said, the mind has these three qualities. Attention also has three qualities. The first is the pure, the translucent, the light, the knowledge and the love. That attention is really powerful. The second type of attention also is powerful, but it is into lust and greed and anger and hate and murder and murderous tendencies and this and that. It's directed. These people can really hold their attention to a particular mood or a particular emotion that's negative. And then there are those who only think dark thoughts constantly, and how to kind of, the idea of selfishness and all these things, the lot. So as your mind gets, you can say, in the meditative mood, you sit down, the mind automatically understands. It's like, you can train it up like you've trained a puppy. You shake hands with me. And slowly repeat it 2 or 3 times. And this guy, the puppy, understands. He'll raise his right paw. He say, no, your left paw, please. Yeah. Okay. It can be trained, and we have not been doing it. So don't wait. Because you know what happens is a thought might come in the mind and distract you. Because the mind also knows the art of distraction. That is misdirection. So it will distract you. No, plunge in and then it will. So the first question is, why is it important to meditate every day in the same time? Because of conditioning. Your body and mind gets conditioned. You wake up and go out, then you go for a shower. Okay. Yeah, there are times when you don't wake up on time, you shower late. But what happens is you put your body and mind into a kind of a harness. And that is extremely important. From the very beginning, we have been asked to meditate when nature becomes quiet, relatively quiet. That's in the mornings, early mornings, and in the evenings, when night passes into day and when day passes into night. There's a sense of relative calmness that comes in nature. You feel it. Your mood changes. So if you do it every day at a particular time, your mind will get conditioned and you can meditate with ease. Last time you asked to concentrate on mind's eye on light in the middle of the chest. Today you used the middle to concentrate. Are both the same thing? Saying last time you asked to concentrate with mind's eye on the light in the middle of the chest. That is one of the methods. Today I've been asking you to visualize that middle. At the same time, you are not only visualizing but controlling that visualization. Today it's the same thing. If you can use that mind's eye, which you use generally in internal, you can say, attention. You are focusing on a particular point. If you want to do it on a golden medal, it's good. If you want to do a silver medal, it's good enough. If you don't want any medal but any form of God, that's good enough. These are props. I'm using these as props for you to be able to slowly understand the mechanics of this meditation. Okay. So it's just what happens you must understand the very basic philosophy and the religion of yoga. No one coat fits all. It is as simple as that. And we should not expect everybody to fit in that one coat. So yoga it has a huge clothing store. It has different sizes for different people. Take what is perfectly suitable and fitted for you and do it. Okay. Is there any way to develop love for the chosen deity in order to strengthen attention during meditation? Yes. Have you ever fallen in love? Most of us have. All of us have. You keep on thinking of that particular object over and over and over again. That's the way to develop love. And love, how? What happens is, it's very difficult, to speak about love. It's very natural. How do you develop it? It's the most natural thing. Are you breathing? Yeah. Now when I bring your attention to your breath, then, oh yeah, I'm breathing. The same thing is, do you love? Can you love? Yes, you can. So it needs to be directed to one object and it becomes love for God. As I continue practicing meditation, are there any indications that will let me know that I am making progress in meditation? Ah, good. As you continue practicing meditation, the very first thing you will understand is your heart is growing larger. You are getting more unselfish. You are getting more kind and compassionate. So, this is the beginning of your progress in meditation, and this will keep on growing and growing and growing and growing till you reach the very end. So, this is the best and the surest way of judging your progress in meditation, not on seeing something, some light or sound or something like that. You later on will find that these are more valuable, more intrinsic to the ideas of your own soul, and you will want to. Yeah, people say, I have been meditating for 20 years, and that person is so hard and dry and critical and hypocritical. But what happened to your 20 years of meditation? There has been no progress at all. If that meditation was done correctly, with that correct spirit, 20 years would have changed everything for you. Okay. So, we come to the end of our QA. I am sure. So, you see how simple it is? We have not been doing the right thing. Actually, no, it's not. We never knew the kind of the how to employ that skill, and we can do that. People have all these strange ideas of meditation and yoga and all these things. They have complicated things. And one second, oh, this is what it is. This is yoga? Yes, this is yoga.
Feels like focusing on an image is going to be easier than trying to not focus on anything.
Yes. You
Yeah.
keep on focusing on that image, and then everything else just fades away. It is because people say, let me control the mind, let me still the mind, and then I'll focus. Never. That mind will take you for a ride. It will take you first to Antarctica, and then, then what happened? It will take you to the Sahara. Oh, no, it's too hot here. Okay, let's take you to the Arctic Circle.
You don't even realize that you'll suddenly just see a memory in front of you, and then you'll be like, wait, no.
Yeah. No, those memories will come. Old memories will come. Let them come, let them go. Just keep on focusing on this particular thing. I'm looking at this, everything else slowly fades away. The other thoughts become feeble. And as they become more and more feeble, this picture becomes more and more, you can say, sharp, clearly defined, and it then slowly takes over the whole of my mental field. Yeah, we'll be speaking about this, that the more one can concentrate, that object expands and takes over the entirety of the mind, pushes all other thoughts, all other stupid, those guys want you to try to poke their head in. Okay. Yeah, very interesting, kind of